Guys, it's me, Laura, Crocheting Whovian. How y'all doing? I'm doing good. No reason to complain. You're going to hear and see Chewy because helicopters are above. The bank down the street from me was robbed, and they're looking for the person who basically robbed them. So, yeah, there's that. It's been about 3 weeks since I last filmed. Should we stop? Chewy's making his appearance. It's been about 3 weeks since I last filmed because I did that purposely. Not because, you know, something happened or anything like that, or I wasn't feeling well. I did it purposely because had I filmed last week when I was supposed to, when scheduling wise, I would have been due to film one while I was in Florida. I go to Florida next week, the 21st. So I felt it was easier to do one just before and then when I come home. So there's that. Chewy, you want to get down, Bubba? No? Okay. Everything here has been good. He's a little shaky because of the helicopters and things like that. It's been good. No reason to complain. Everything, you know, I've been put on a spending freeze because Florida. I use my money for Florida, and because November we are going to Arizona for a wedding. So I figured, hey, let's have spending money there, and and plus Advent calendars did me in this year. Oh, how's your face? He just yawned. So there's that. But you're not going to see much of acquisitions. I have a few fine finished objects and a ton of whips, some of which I left out because it was going to take too long. And one because I left it in my husband's car. And that's it. Come here, Bubba. Let's get down. Good boy. So there's that. I was stalling until he felt he could get down. Things in the land of New York City, Crocheting Whovian world have been going good. Health-wise, Floyd is still there. He hasn't gotten smaller, but he hasn't gotten bigger either. So I guess, grass is greener kind of situation. Oh, my eyes are itchy because of chewing now. The doctor still is reluctant to do anything with it because he doesn't want to cause an infection. So there's that. But as far, you see trees barking. I'm sorry, guys. As you can see, I'm still in my kitchen. I had to literally move everything out of my craft room. Chewy! Because the floor is getting redone in there. So everything for that is now in my living room, and disaster, hurricane, whatever, typhoid Mary, whatever you want to call it, it's happening in my craft room. So I'm still in my kitchen, which I feel like the lighting is a lot better in here than in there. And I point there because my craft room's on the other side of that wall. So there's that. But I have a few announcements, kind of things, as you know, the normal announcements, my cows and things like that. But there is an exciting thing coming up. I, Crocheting Whovian, obviously, Laura, have decided to do a joint podcast, one-off episode with Jessica of Army Wife Knit Life podcast. Now, I highly recommend you guys checking her out. Her podcast is so much fun. She's an awesome girl. She does a lot of visits in my VKN. So you'll see her there. But we decided to do a one-off. And if it goes well, we'll do it. We're thinking maybe monthly or bi-monthly kind of thing. We are going to do a knit-along together. A cal-cal, like cal-cal-lao, knit, crochet, loom. Basically, all my knit-alongs are that. But we're going to do one which we're going to announce soon, but right now she's away for the weekend. She currently lives in Germany but she's from Kansas. Her husband is in the Army, obviously, Army wife, knit life, and they are, I guess, stationed in Germany. I don't know the proper terminology. I'm a little, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I want you guys to check her out. On Instagram, I'm going to link this all in the show notes in the group. And I'll try to remember to link it below. But chances of that are slim because of my brain just being mush and me being a dumpster fire. And you guys have not heard me call myself a dumpster fire in a very long time. I'm a dumpster fire. So there's that. But her Instagram is Army Wife Knitting Life. And her podcast is Army Wife Knit Life. Or it could be flip. I don't know. I should have really checked this stuff out before I came on. But, I mean, you guys are used to me being... Anyway, there's that. I want it's going to be fun. We're going to make it so that, you know, everyone's involved. And just, you know, I've always wanted to do a... The shirt is choking me. I always wanted to do, like, a co-hosting thing. Like, have, like, that. But never had not the means, but the ability to. Because no one around here in my area that is not, you know, old, for lack of a better term, that would understand this world, knits, or crochets for that matter. I have approached a few people in my area, and they don't even understand the terminology or this world, like this community part of it. So they opted out. But when I approached Jessica about it, because Jessica is familiar with co-hosting, she had formerly co-hosted a podcast with someone else, but life happens and the timing just wasn't good for them, so they stopped. But I approached her, and we're very, very excited about this. You can see the shadow from my blinds on my face. Sorry, I got distracted. But that's about it. And I'm sorry if this is all over the place, guys. But we have a fun cal in the works that once we film our joint podcast, which will be when I come back from Florida, we'll announce it there. So be on the lookout for that. It will both be on my channel and her channel. So both channels will have the same episode, just so you know. Maybe. Yes, it will, but there will be different things happening on both channels. Excuse me. I broke out a Christmas mug. I am so disappointed in myself. Well, it's 2018 and it's the year of the sock. I'm all about knitting socks. Though I've slowed down immensely on them because I've slowed down on knitting a lot. Not just because of my hands, but I was getting burnt out. I was finishing a pair of socks every 2 or 3 days, and I was getting burnt out. So I wanted to expand myself a little bit, and I started a sweater. I started other things. I got 1,000,001 sock whips on the go, so I'm not starting any new socks. As much as I'm fighting myself on that one because I get new yarn and I'm like, ooh, I want to cast that on. But it's the year of the sock. Check it out. There's a cal-cal going on in my Ravelry group, and that ends on December 31st. I also have a cal-cal that I kind of stole the gist of from Penhook and Needles, and it's Family Movie Night. Basically, it's any pattern or yarn that could be associated with a movie, song, TV show, play, musical, any kind of media thing happening, minus books. So any yarn or pattern that's associated with that falls into the criteria for Family Movie Night. So I'm going to say this. My Cinderella socks, which you'll see in a little bit, the yarn is Blood in My Slipper by Dragon Hoard Yarn. Like I said, you'll see in a little bit. The yarn is based off of Grimm's Fairy Tales, which is a movie, Cinderella. So that will fall into Family Movie Night. Also, because it's based off of a book, it will fall into the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is the Pen Hooky Needles Tea and Tails cal. Both of these cals end on December 31st. So any book, anything novel, like a novelization of anything, it could be a comic book, anything falls into that. But I don't quote me necessarily because I could be wrong and screw you up. So check out their group and thread for those rules. Next up in that is, I'm going to mention, since I'm on Pen Hooky Needles area, is their Cardiac Dysautonomia Awareness cal. I believe in the past it was just red and pink that qualified for it, but I think now that they're adding blue. I could be wrong. Like I said, check out their thread. My brain is mush right now. But that one ends on September 30th. My nose is chewy, got chewy on my nose, chewy hair on my nose. That sounded so wrong. I'm sorry, guys, brain dead. The next one up is Tortoise versus Hare, and my favorite along of all year is Tortoise versus Hare, because without fail, my tortoises have not let me down yet. We are up by over 20 tortoises right now, as of the last time I checked, which was a week ago. I haven't checked for this podcast, mostly because I haven't had the time to sit down and fiddle through the threads. But I am going to check it as soon as I stop recording and count. But basically, the last time I checked, we were up by over 20. Tortoises do not let me down. Do not think that these bunnies are going to come up at the last minute and rise from their ashes, because it's not going to happen. Tortoises will win. Team Tortoise all the way. And if I have to start banging out biddies left and right, trust me, I will. I will. Do not make me have to do that. I don't care if my hands become crippled and no, I don't care. I will start banging out biddies. You hear me? Let's go. Let's keep this momentum going. I refuse to make a fingering weight bunny. Refuse. I refuse to make any bunny whatsoever, because bunnies are evil and tortoises are the best. Come on now. Talia, you're going down. You are going to wear that sign proudly. Proudly. Okay. I am, that is my little baby. This cal is my baby. I love it every year. And every year I ask for a co-host. And every year so far this is the third annual. For the last 2 years, for the last 3 years, it's been Pen Hooky Needles. And the last 2 years, it's been Brittany B. Wing of the Comforting Crafts Group. She does not have a podcast, though I wish she would, because she is awesome. Her group is amazing. Check it out. It's on Ravelry. Full on, check it out. But my favorite cal of the year, and it's almost over. It ends September 30th. Come on, tortoises. We got to pull through. We got to pull through. I sound crazy. Next up is a cal that I am very, very, very proud of. Well, it's a knit along because the pattern's it. And it's my very first knit pattern called Sunrise, Sunburn, Sunset Cowl. I named it after one of my favorite Luke Bryan songs, Sunrise, Sunburn, Sunset, Repeat. I had that song on replay in my head the whole time I was designing it. So there's that. If you check out the thread in my Ravelry group, I have a coupon code in there. I'm not telling you what it is, to get the pattern. That knit along ends August 31st, and there's a lot of entries, and there's prizes, people, so I check it out. There's not that many people participating. There's a lot of entries because of whips and things like that, but I check it out. Cast it on. Don't forget to make. The only way you qualify is if you have a project page, so there you go. There are still open slots for the advent calendar swap if anybody is interested in that. Check out the thread in my group for that. Okay, other than that, that's it for the announcements. Got nothing else going on. Yeah, we're good. We're going to jump right into whips because these are the ones. The only one that's not here because it's in my husband's car is my I'll Be There For You shawl. Because I worked on it on the way to my mother-in-law's surprise birthday party, and there's that. I forgot it in the car. Okay, first up, since it's on top and it's a small bag, in my Knit for Brains Alice in Wonderland bag. I love this bag. I love the size bag. I need to find more of this size. Is my Glory socks, right? Yeah. Okay. And there's no pattern. I'm just making a pair of shorties, and the yarn is Arkansas Yarn Co. in the colorway Glory. I casted these on 4th of July, and I put them down because I got distracted with other things and having to make some. Honestly, I got distracted by designing my cowl. So there's this. The heel turn and flap. The heel flap and turn is done. I am now working on the gusset decreases, I want to say. Yes, I am. So that's that. It is. I love the yarn, and I believe this is coming with me to Florida because they're shorties. I gotta sneeze. I lied. I don't have to sneeze. So there's that. I love Knit for Brains bags. Laura Brady makes a fantastic bag, but the other thing I love about all of her bags is you get a needle cozy with every single bag. And I just put a hole in yeah, I'm special. That's what happens when you have sharp needles. But that's what I love about her bags. Well, one of the reasons why I love her bags. Okay, next up in my Harry Potter Erin Lane sheeple bag is my zombie kind of day socks. The pattern is that what's in here? Yeah. The 3 I told you I have so many whips, I don't know what I'm doing. The pattern is 3 Chimneys by K.F. Jones, and the yarn is Miss Babs Hot Shot in the colorway Zombie Honeymoon. Now, I am at the heel. There's only one problem with this, and the needle cozy is from Molly Klein Designs. There's only one problem. The yarn is so busy. So busy. You can't see the pattern. You know what? I take that back. Maybe you can. Actually, you really can. Wow. I take that back. But it's the 3 Chimneys. She says basically in the pattern, it's pay for pattern, to do the leg to the length that you want it as long as you follow the pattern sequence. Ordinarily, I like a 30 row leg, but the way the pattern is written, it doesn't give you 30 rows. It's either more than 30 or just under 30. So I chose the just under 30. Oh, let me show you the cake of the yarn. It's Miss Babs. It's beautiful. Matter of fact, this was an acquisition that I got in between podcasts, and I had to cast it. See, I had to cast it on right away. So there's that. All right. In my Knit for Brains Red Riding Hood bag is Andy the Candy Corn, and the pattern is Andy the Candy Corn by Alyssa Vosnak. This is going to be linked on, as soon as I'm done, it's going to be linked on my project page because I've been doing that a lot lately, but this is the start of it. This is what it's a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to show you too much of it, but that's what it'll look like. Except the mouth. I do not embroider anything because I stink at that, but I'm using acrylic Stylecraft DK in the colorway Saffron. I'm just going to orange because I don't remember, and white. And I'm using an E-hook for that. It felt good to be back to crocheting toys again. I have to say, it really did. In my Erin Lane sweater Great Barrier Reef sheeple bag is Christy the Sea Turtle. The yarn is Yarn Cafe Creation in the colorway pour some sugar on me, and the solids are Schweitzer's Farm Mill in their neon solids. The shell has been done for quite some time, and it's getting severely washed out in this light. It's very much highlighter yellow. And I started on one of the fins until I have a deadline with those candy corns. I have to get them done by Tuesday because they have to go. They are from my cousin in Florida, but I'm almost done with this fin. Wow, it's getting really washed out because of the sun, I'm assuming, but it's bright. And this too, this I'm using an F hook for. And the pattern is Terra the Sea Turtle by Franciscan Gypsy Designs. This is not coming to Florida with me. Okay. Next up in my Lila Styles Luna Love Good bag. Look how awesome that is. And I have a Ravenclaw pin on it. Is my Neon Trees cowl. Pattern is Sunrise, Sunburn, Sunset Cowl by me. The yarn is Socks That Rock in the colorway Neon Trees. Very original name for my cowl. But, yeah. And I'm using my signature needles on this one. This is coming with me to Florida. Because I want to get this done with on the plane. Because this is the pattern's in my head, obviously, so I don't need to pay attention too much. It's mindless knitting for me, but that's it so far. Totally washed out. Ow. There's that. I love this bag. I just ordered another one with and I'm getting a personalized one that she is surprising me with the design on because I told her to have fun with it. Angelique is amazing. And for my little zipper pull, I have Harry in his Quidditch uniform, if I could show you that. See? Okay. There's that. And in my... I'm going to show you the bag. In here, in my Silver Shed USA Adventure Walk bag is a design in progress. That's all I'm going to show you. Because I've got the design bug in me now. And there's that. Okay, next in my giant orange jumbo By the Bay Yarn Co. bag. And I got to tell you, this bag is amazing and I want more of them. Is my first sweater. Pattern is the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits, and the yarn is sorry, the yarn is stuck on one of my pins here. The yarn is Knit Pick Stroll Tonal in the colorway Blue Lavender. Am I right about that? Let's double check. Nope, that's not the right tag. Doy. Did I just doy? Wow, I need sleep. Yep, it's the Knit Pick Stroll Fingering in the Blue Violet tonal. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like right now. And I'm holding the yarn in my April 9 Designs Bolly bag. I like this ball bag. I haven't really given a full review on it yet, which I'm about to right now. I like this ball bag because of the elastic and the fact that it snaps. And if you're making socks, everything could stay in here. The needles, everything. It's that big. And it's big enough to hold a... I put a Yowza in there. I'm just throwing that out there. And she put the little tape measure in there too. April 9 Design bag on Etsy. Her bags are amazing. Okay. I have officially split for the sleeves and I'm working the body, which I am super excited about. I'm bringing 3 projects with me to Florida. Well, 4, including the hat, because I want to design it. I want to work on that one too. But I'm bringing this because I'm on the body, which is straight, just stockinette. I think it's coming out great. I tried it on. It fits perfectly. I have the sleeves on sleeve holders by Clover. I bringing this to Florida because on the plane too, all this is knitting, and I could just sit there and knit and not have to worry about counting or anything like that, you know. And if I have to stop, I could just throw it in a bag mid-row. It's not like I have to go, oh wait, I have to yarn over or something like that. So there's that. And I can't not knit on it now. Well, now that you guys see how I knit, all right, somebody yell at me, tell me to stop. I have one more whip, and then I'm moving on to finished objects, because amazingly, I have some of those. And I'm doing this on my ChowGoo interchangeable needles. Next up in my Silver Shed USA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bag is my Cinderella socks. The first sock has been done for quite some time. Let me throw that on the blocker now. Okay. That's the first sock. And the second sock, I just cast it on last night, actually, and I got through the cuff, and now I'm on the leg. The yarn is Dragon Horde yarn in the colorway Blood in My Slipper. The pattern, I'm just doing a basic vanilla sock, and I am doing it on my ChowGoo DPNs. I just finished the cuff, and I'm like 2 or 3 rows in on the body. And that's the yarn. This I had in my stash for about a year before I casted it on, and then I took the plunge, but that's it so far. That's the first sock. I'm in love with it. Okay. Now, on to finished objects. First finished object is my little teeny weeny candy corn. I was making Andy the candy corn and kind of messed up the pattern a little bit. So I just decided to fudge it, finish it, and just hold on to it. So there's that. And next, my last finished object is my Alice in Wonderland socks. They are done. The yarn is Cuppy Cake Yarns in the colorway Mad Hatter's Daughter. I gotta say, I didn't like the yarn. And it's not often. Let's put it this way, there was nothing wrong with the yarn. I did not like, I fell out of love with it as I was knitting it. And that's very unusual for me. So that's why it took me forever to finish. Okay. On to acquisitions. Okay. A few weeks ago, I was online and I was on Ravelry going through my friend Melinda's patterns of Rye Flower knits. I think that's it. Rye Flower designs. And she had a sock pattern that I loved. And it was not available to purchase unless you purchase the Addicted to Sock Knitting Spring catalog, I guess you could say, for lack of a better term, e-magazine. And by doing so, it gave me an entry into a contest. No clue though. I bought it without even knowing that it put me in as an entry. Well, I ended up winning that contest, and I got a few things in the mail from it. I got this yarn, which basic fingering, the Yarn at Home Mom hand-dyed yarn. It's a 75-25, 463 yards. It's super squishy, and the colorway is Lane Kim, which is a Gilmore Girls reference. So I thought that was kind of awesome, and I got this cute little project bag with it. There's that. This isn't going to be much of a spoiler because everybody got it, but I got the book 6, Crystal Skies hand-dyed book 6, Harry Potter book 6 Club, Yarn Club. Wow. Okay, let's try that over. This isn't going to be much of a spoiler as I've had it for a couple of weeks now, so everyone who was part of the club should have it by now. This is the Crystal Skies Hand-Dyed Harry Potter Club, Book 6. Isn't it pretty? Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be like a cowl or a shawl, or a hat. And the colorway is the Unbreakable Vow. Next up is from Destination Yarn. It's part of my Destination Lane club. And the colorway is Valley of the Queens. And it's on her new sock base, which is an 80-20, 430 yards. Valley of the Queens. The last of the Booby Out collective. If I want exposure, I'll get mine out. You've Been Breasted from Socks That Rock. You know I had to get Socks That Rock. I love my Socks That Rock. From Honeybee Knits, I got this lovely skein. It's a MCN, so I'm going to make a, oh no, excuse me, this is her 75-25. Better late than never. Oh, so pretty. That's Honeybee Knits. That's in her Worker Bee base. From Destination Yarn, I got, this was part of a Facebook Live sale that I did after DFW, I want to say. I think it was. I don't remember. Oh, no. It was after, it was after a yarn show. I don't remember which, though. But there's this. And this is her postcard base, which is 75-25. 460 yards. And the colorway is Pink, Champagne, and Cake. Look how pretty that is. Oh, love it. I got a few minis from Mossy and the Squid. First time buying from them, so I'm going to see how it goes. I got this as a lovely gift from my friend Jocelyn, who just went back to Alaska, and I'm so sad. I miss her so much. Jocelyn, you need to come back home because I miss you. Well, we were supposed to get together this summer, but things just did not, the timing just was not there for us. With me getting sick and having my surgery and not being able to do things, it just did not work. So she had bought presents for me and LaRue, and she sent it to me. Now, Yu-Gi Oheni yarns, I can't pronounce that, but it's super, super neon. This is blown out completely. And it's Mon Sock Sparkle Heels and Toes set. It is a 75-25, 460 yards plus a 20 gram, 87 yard mini. And the colorway is Whooper and Green Apple, I think it is. I can't read English apparently. But it's so pretty and I love it. Jocelyn knows me too well. I have an impromptu biscotti knit along happening with my friend Heather because she just got her first skein of biscotti yarn and she just wanted a little fun thing to do. So I went on and got one because I wanted I'm slowly collecting all the houses. So I have Ravenclaw and now I have Slytherin, Snake. And this is an 85-25 and it's 435 yards and 100 grams obviously. So soft. So there's that. And then while cruising D-Stash, which I'm due to do it again, on Ravelry, I came across a Andre Sue Knits sock blank of unicorns. So I have that now. I'm slowly getting them all that are on D-Stash. And then last but not least, a project bag, excuse me, from Erin Lane. It's a sheeple. And that's it. Not much. I mean, I've only gone for about a half hour, 40 minutes. Questions, comments, concerns down below or in the Ravelry thread or hit me up on Instagram. But other than that, that's it. I shall see you guys in 2 weeks. I feel weird that there's nothing else going on here. Yeah, well, Have a good one. Be safe. And do not forget about my Friday night VKNs. Every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. See you there. Bye.